What's going on? What is going on? Good to be back. Good to be back, boy. Um, Crazy result on the weekend. Let me just check if my sound is good. Crazy result on the weekend. Mangezi. Mangezi coming there, bro. Winning Mamelodi Sundowns in the final. Can you believe it? I can't. That's crazy. I will say though that Sundowns is in a bad patch, and I don't think the manager involved in Sundowns is good enough. Before when they had what's his name? I can't get his name now. But the current manager, nah, is the I just don't know what it is, man. I think it's the how do you keep shooting from outside of the box every time? You have 80% possession of the ball, all right? But every opportunity you're trying to shoot from outside of the box. Like the opportunities you're getting is from outside of the box. No, man. Nah. Uh-uh. Uh-uh. Is it Peter Shalulili? Nah, man. It's time to I would rather play Ikaram and okay, maybe that other guy's injured though. It was Rick Matthews, maybe he's injured. And there's other players also missing from the team. So you I kinda understand it because the guile and the connection on the pitch sometimes don't come there like you wanted to. But what a result for Mankezi, bruh. Trophy changing the name. I think what TS Galaxy. I think they're now Mankezi now. Bought the franchise. Looking lit, looking good. Actually, they weren't good. I'm not gonna lie to you. They played cup football, the type of football you play that you want to win a trophy. Putting crosses into the box, letting the other team have the ball, playing low block constantly, and when you get the opportunity, you take it across into the box, score, another cross into the box, score. So from that perspective, very very well done from them. And you kind of understand why you want to have a team like Sundowns, why you want him to get hammered. Well, not get hammered, but like they must get humble. They must become more humble because I think that them winning the league in January already is a bit of a problem. So now they're under pressure. Now they have to show what they're made of. Now the mentality is gonna now has to the mentality is gonna matter now. So yeah, tonight, however, I'm not really gonna talk much about the final. I think we want to speak about what's coming now next for our teams. We have CAF Champions League tonight. We also have some PSL matches. But I want to focus on the tonight. I want to focus on on Sundowns, and I want to focus on Pirates. I might do a watch along. Might it's a might thing. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see about that. If the what do you call it, the stars align, or if the right pieces fall into place and I'm available, then I'll definitely do a watch along for that. Tomorrow, however, I am at the game, Cape Town City versus Polokwane City, which is going to be an absolute humdinger. Cape Town City is on the back foot, not scoring any goals. And Polokwane City is doing really well in the league. Oswanapolis doing really well in the league. So that looks like it's going to be a good game. But before I get to that game and preview that game, I wanna focus really on the CAF Champions League because I think it's time that as South African teams we up our expectation levels. Sundowns needs to get a grip now. They really need to start sorting out their life because I mean they are pride and joy of our nation. If we talk about good South African teams, we talk about Mamelodi Sundowns. We talk about the Brazilians. We talk about the Bafana style, Maswanda Wana. I can't say it like a, but yeah, they have the players to do well. They have the personnel to do well. Every time there's a good player in the league, they take the player. If you look at Ikaram Reyners, he beautiful goal he scores, and you have to ask why is he playing on the left side to accommodate Peter Shalulile? Nah, man. I feel like these other ways of doing it. Also playing Obas in defense is a bit of a problem. So look, I think they need to sort out their style. I think they need to get Tashik Matthews back. I think Sereno is the other guy. Let me just check quickly. I don't want to get this wrong. But yeah, I think they need to sort out their life in the sense of make sure that they start doing what they're supposed to do. And at the end of the day, like I said, they have the players, all right? They have the players to do well. If I look at all the players that they do have, and I look at all the players that they have in this team now, besides the obvious final that they played now, but they have Rubio Costa, right? They have Mokoena, they have Modiba, they have Madao. I don't think, to be fair with you, I don't think that Kekana and Mbala is good enough for Sundowns anymore. I feel like they were doing well in a good system, and I feel like they would have done well. Shot brush, appreciate that a lot. But I feel like at the same time, there's more to come from this team. I think that they must come away from. Let me just check who was the previous Sundowns manager, and I want to get his name right because I know with him, he was pretty good. Previous manager. Because I see Steve Compelas at not Rulani. Yeah. Rulani. Coach Rulani. Yeah. Rulani is the dog I'm talking about. Let me just make sure. Rulani. Yes. Rulani Mokoena. That's the dog I'm talking about. When he was there, he had a very clear way of playing. He had a very concise way of playing. This is how we wanted to play. This is how you had to fit into the system. This is what you had to do going forward. This is what you had to do coming back. And whenever there was an issue, he would sort it out. He would never ever let anyone, he would never let one person dictate the team. And that is why Sundowns was so good. Yes, okay, Sundowns bought, because of the money that they have, they bought all the good players out of the league. If you're doing well at the club, then they buy you because they have the money to do it, and they can they can employ you. But at the same time, the type of management you need for players like that, because remember, not everybody's going to get game time. You're going to get the players that's going to get game time, but then you're also going to get the fringe players that was doing well at the other clubs, and you now need to integrate them into the team. And sometimes that integration system doesn't work. Now you're stuck with players like Peter Shalulile, who's not doing well, who hasn't scored a goal. Bro, has Peter Shalulile scored a goal this season? Because if he hasn't scored a goal, that's actually diabolical. If Peter Shalulile hasn't scored a goal this season, that is absolutely diabolical. Let me check. Because, bro, if you haven't scored a goal and you play for the biggest team in the land, not the biggest team, but the best team in the land, according to recent times, then, bro, what are you doing as a striker? Okay, he has scored a goal. Hold on. Okay, yes. He scored 2 goals in the league and 2 goals in the cup, which is fine. But at the same time, bro, out of 7 games, he scored 2. That's a conversion of how much? 2 to 7. One game, scored a goal every 3 games. For a striker that's going to get ample chances. Nah, bruh. So yeah, I fully expect. I honestly want Peter Shalulile to obviously take a back seat, and play our Tashrik Matthews. I want him to play more, and I want Ikaram Reyners to take the number 9 spot, because I feel like his best position is number 9. He's very good in the box. Outside of the box, I don't know, but in the box he looks like a good finisher. So I feel like if they play to his strengths, if Tebogo Mokoena stops kicking from far out and stops trying to hit long range efforts, then they will do well. So for the CAF Champions League, the group is starting tonight. So they have AS4. I thought it said AS4. It's a Moroccan team. Manima Union, they playing them tonight, and then Raja CA. That's the group. So look, you expect Sundowns to come out of that group, and you expect them to top the group, to be fair. The Raja's not having a good season, and AS4 is also third in their league. So look, that can be a bit difficult, but I fully expect them to do well in the group. Moving on to Pirates. Now, Pirates is a tricky one because Pirates league form is doing well. Now, oftentimes when you have players that plays in when you have not players when you have clubs that plays in midweek and on the weekend, then the level tends to drop. If you look at now the Champions League now with Villa's now in the Champions League, and the form has dropped completely. Like they're not the same team. Well, they are the same team, but the results is not going their way because of the extra workload that they have to focus on in the Champions League. And whenever you get in the Champions League, you're always going to want to do well. So when it comes to Pirates, now Pirates has always been in a CAF competition. I think they won a trophy, or I don't know, but I know they did well in previous CAF competitions. So that experience matters. But at the same time, they're in a moment now where they're top of the league in the country. They're playing out their best football in I think 5 years, and they have players that they can build the club with. Like they have young players, like you know how much I love Mokoena, Rebogile Mokoena. I love him to bits, right? And I really love Tito. And evidence the hand of God is upon him. Mahopa, I think he's scoring goals, which is great. So they have all of these different players, but at the same time, they're in a moment where they need to capitalize on their good form. Now, what CAF can do, and what the extra workload can do is the extra workload can hit confidence, because what tends to happen is if you need to travel or you need to like you get some sort of some sort of adversity when you're on the road, or when you have to play this different competitions because you're playing against a different system, you're playing against players with different mentalities, players that come from different backgrounds, and you're not used to the culture that you're up against, it can get difficult. So what Pirates need to do is they need to play their football going into this CAF competition, the CAF Champions League. They need to play their football. They need to impose themselves, make sure that they're shining on their level. Because I think oftentimes what happens is when our teams go to CAF, then they throw away how they play. And they play a completely different style, and a style that's not authentic to who they are. So I feel like if they really want to do well, they must continue to play the way they want to play. They must continue to do what they want to do. And I feel like if they do that, then and if they get your Mokoenas on the ball, and you get your Tito on the ball, and you allow these players to play, and you allow them to do well, bro, you will see that they will start to become a force in the Champions League. And I think a lot of the time, what has happened is that the Al Ahlis and the what's the other team's name? That Esperance, that teams, they know how to play CAF. They really know how to play in Africa, and they know how to win CAF games. And I feel like our clubs need to learn how to do that. They need to learn how to win these types of games. And we might play better football and we might have the better players, but if we don't know how to win, then it's all going to be for nothing. Because what's the point of losing but you're playing good? There's no point. You will get sacked. You will not get anywhere. Even if you're playing good and you're not able to win or get results, then there's no point, right? There is absolutely no point. So we have Pirates tonight. First we have Mamelodi Sundowns at 6 our time against Manima, and then we have Pirates versus CR Belazidar. I don't know. I don't know about that. Then in the conference we have Stellenbosch. Now Stellenbosch is a tricky one because Stellenbosch, they have type of players that is fringe players that need to go up a level. Now I don't think it's a talent issue. I think it's a mentality issue when it comes to Stellenbosch players, because I feel like Stellenbosch, like if you look at him, right, they will go and they will give Sundowns or Pirates or Chiefs, they will even win Chiefs. They will give them all a game. I know Chiefs not doing well, but they will give them a game, right? It will win. They'll go to City and look at bop you off the park, right? Play great and brilliant football, but then they will go to away up north and then they will be poor, and you will think, but now what you on? Like, how are you not able to score? Or they will lose. Literally, they lost 2-0 to a team. I'm not sure against who it was, but they literally miscontrolled twice and they were down 2-0. Like, how is it even possible? So, for me, Stellenbosch, the brand of football that they play is high intense, is very good, and they need to keep it up. But I feel like mentally they need to up a level, because if they're gonna want to do well, like, okay, a CAF conference is one thing, right? Like they can go there and they can play well, but they must play their style, and not just play their style, but they must build on their style in different environments, in different in different circumstances, in different areas, and do it within the right context. Like I said, it's pointless playing this brilliant style of football if you can't win games. So their main objective is to win games and not make mistakes, but also play the way they want to play. Now, it's easier said than done. I would agree with that, but at the same time, they also need to take responsibility of everything that they've gone through thus far. Because at the end of the day, we want to see our Cape teams, the teams that come from the Western Province, and the players that come from the Cape Flats, like your Titus and all of these other players that they have in the team, that they take from academies, because that's what Stellenbosch does. Don't tell them I told you, but they take from academies, and they take different talent from academies, and they like different talent, and then they just wrap you up and they say, okay, you're going to be our player. And the teething process, they help, they're good at the teething process, but at the same time, they didn't develop the player. They just take advantage of their status and take advantage of the fact that they give them a contract. But if they're doing that, there's no problem in that. I don't see a problem in that. But at the same time, if you can develop players, you need to take them to the very top. And that's what you need. That's what needs to happen. That's not happening often enough. So from that perspective, I feel like they for the CAF Confederation, I'm not really expecting a lot of them. I do think that the best team in the competition, because of literally them being from Stellenbosch. But at the same time, the focus should be the league. The focus should be, okay, how do we get closer to winning this league? Because I feel like if we have a Pirates and a Sundowns showdown, there's space for Stellenbosch. There is space for Stellenbosch. So that's Stellenbosch, and Stellenbosch I think is playing tomorrow. I won't be able to see that game because I am going to the Cape Town City versus Polokwane City game. Now that is going to be a brilliant game. Come and tell you why. First of all, it's going to be brilliant because Osborne Apollos is playing for Polokwane City. Osborne Apollos is on form, buddy. He is one of our better wingers that we have in the country. You don't understand how big that is, and you don't understand how much he has done to get here where he is at this point. But I will say this: Osborne Apollos needs to take it up a level. The reason why I say so is because he is a type of player that's very, very good in the intricate play. He's very, very good with his touch. He's very, very good with his pass. He can make a run. He makes good runs. He can read the game quite. The problem is the decision making when it comes to the final third. Sometimes I feel like he lacks in that area of his game. But I do think that there's room for improvement, especially because where he's come from and all the adversity he had to face, he's able to make the step up. And if he's playing in Bafana, that should give him the confidence to try new things, to try things that you might not try generally, to not play safe. And now he's not a safe player. What I love about him, he doesn't lose the ball often. Right? There's games where you will receive the ball and you will do well to maintain the ball and to recycle the ball and then to add value to the team in the way he adds value. But I feel like Osborne Apollos can go up a level. And tomorrow, I really want to see him. Tomorrow, I want to see him do well. I want to see him take it to the city defense, the Cape Town City defense. And I think that Cape Town City is obviously not doing as well as you would expect them to do. Like I think they have 5 points and they have a negative 5 goal difference as well, scoring 2 goals only in the since the league started, which is a problem. So look, at the end of the day, we need to look at this in context, right? Polokwane City at the moment is a better team than Cape Town City, but if we're honest with ourselves, then we have to assume that Cape Town City has better players. In the players like Hashim Domingo, in what's his name, Rhodes. I don't think they have a good striker because I think the striker doesn't understand the culture and doesn't understand how we play. But at the same time, he's a striker and he must learn. And you have to get goals somehow. And I think that's the biggest issue with Cape Town City at the moment. Like they're willing to buy players, but at the same time, the crop that they have, they don't know how to cultivate that properly. And if you don't know how to cultivate that crop of players properly, you're always going to have a problem. Now you're going to try and switch managers. Now you're going to try and get players from here or from there when you're not understanding the identity of the team. The identity of the team is Cape Town. Like if you understand Cape Town football, you understand how to go forward. And if you if you remember, Ajax Cape Town, when they were doing well in the league with Tulanis Herrero and I think it was Travis Graham at the 6. Travis Graham did nothing. Tulanis Herrero ran the show. But they played the way the Cape Town Lighties play. I say Lighties because but like the way we play. Now, not to say that we are on a higher level than the rest of the country, but you need to understand who you are when you're on that field. And if you don't play the same way, because you got players from here and from there and from here and from there, then obviously you're gonna have a problem. Now, football is a simple game, but identity and authenticity is very, very important. And I think um Cape Town City is lacking at the moment. Like, you can change the manager, so what? You can change the players, so what? But if you're not gonna understand the identity of where they come from and the type of game they play, then you're always going to have an issue. You're always going to have an issue. So yeah, I'm very excited about that game. I fully expect Polokwane City to win tomorrow. I'm expecting a 3-1. No, not 3-1. More like a 1-0. Because, bro, PSL teams don't score goals, bro. Literally, PSL teams don't score goals. And I want to say this to every single striker. If you see this, by some miracle, you see this post or this video or whatever, all right? I would implore you, do some finishing drills. Do some drills where you will become better at scoring goals. Because this country is crying out for players to step up and score goals. The defense must stay the way they are because they're good. But the strikers need to score, take the opportunities and score. And I'm not talking about shooting from outside of the box. I'm talking about opportunities they get in the box that they miss and they think it's normal. Bro, don't even cap. That's not normal, bro. That is not good enough. Now, and the thing is, right, we expect the PSL and PSL teams expect fans to come and watch their games. Bro, we don't come and want to watch trash. We want to come and watch quality. Don't want to come and watch mistakes in front of goal. We want to come and see goals. We want to come and see entertainment. Now, what's the point of you not being able to entertain but still expecting the fans to come? I think that's unfair. But be that as it may, Rome wasn't built in a day. But at the same time, they started to build Rome. So yeah, Rome wasn't built in a day, but they started somewhere. And I don't think the PSL has started anywhere, to be fair. But we can only hope. We can only hope and we can only trust that the players that's now is going to take that impetus and try and present a better brand of football for us locals to watch. Because as party, we tell people, don't watch Premier League, come to our games when the games is trash, when the quality that we see in the Premier League is much higher. And I don't want to hear, yeah, okay, Premier League is better and this and that and this and that. Bro, look at the example that the Springboks has set. The Springboks has set an example where they reinvented rugby. Now, teams can't even think about winning against us, even if we're playing bad, right? And that is full credit to Rassi. Now, for me personally, I need our football in this country to look at the example that Rassi set and the example that the Springboks set and the type of players that we have. The best player in the world comes from South Africa. Literally, the team is filled with quality. And I don't want to hear the race card, because every time we come and we say, yeah, rugby's this and rugby's that about racism and whatever. No, bro. Look at the team of the year in rugby. You will see the Oxenche, who's black. You'll see the Cheslin Colby, who's colored. You'll see the Peter Steph Toy, who's our best rugby player in the world right now, and he's white, Afrikaner, poor. So what? There's nothing about racism anymore, bro. It's fully players and people that's investing their heart, mind, and body into the game and taking it serious. Our PSL players don't take it serious. Why? Because as soon as you get the contract, you made it. That weekie. That don't work. But anyway, I went on longer than I wanted to. I only wanted to be 20 minutes. But yeah, I'm very excited about tomorrow's game. I think Polokwane City is going to win 1-0, 2-1, around there. I don't expect Cape Town City to score tomorrow even, because of the fact that they haven't been doing well at all. And I think Polokwane City has been playing much better. But yeah, if you're watching this offline, I thank you. I would ask that you like the video, ask that you subscribe if you haven't been subscribed already. And if you want to share it with a friend, and yeah, we want to grow the channel. We want to grow we want to grow content for the PSL teams, and I feel like there's a conversation to be had. There's a conversation to be had, and I feel like we need to hold these people accountable because they represent us. When they go play for Bafana, they represent us. But now, if they're going to play for Bafana and they play the same way they play here in the PSL, that's a problem. So yeah, I'm here for respect. I love respect. I love love, but also I think that we need to start having conversation. Okay, but anyway, this has been well. It's been good. I thank you for all that joined. I thank you all that is joining, and I hope that you have a smashing week. I will put out early a thumbnail to show that if I'm going to do a watch along for Sundowns or Pirates. More than likely Pirates than Sundowns because I want to see Mofokeng. But yeah, we'll check out if there's going to be a watch along for any of those two games. But anyway, that's been me. Peace out, people. Peace out.